That's big. Big.
Got it.
All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. BAMS 9 Week 5 recap. I'm looking at the standings right now. They look a lot different than they have at the start of the season. King of T Hill at the top. King of the Hill this week. Gangbang at 2. Baloney squeezes at 3. Big shakeups in the league. We've got transactions, trades going on. We got a lot to recap here. Also, what I would say perhaps a tough Thursday night in a matchup between you and I this week. Lots to cover. What's going on with you?
Look, I got to complain right off the bat. Here we are. I spend 2-3 hours a week in show prep. Everyone knows that. I was wondering what I was going to talk about. I got last week to talk about. It's Friday now, and so I got this week's already started. I got that to worry about. I have so much negativity on my team right now over the past 5-6 days. And I totally forgot that I made a huge trade that I need to be excited about. And I just totally forgot about it because everything going on. I can't pick a quarterback. My players say they're healthy. They don't even step on the field, 0 points. It's just been a nightmare these past 7 days as far as my team goes. I can't eclipse 80 points. I think I'm already projected like 78 this week against you. I thought I was going to make a trade. I thought I was going to, scrap and claw to try and get a W. And then it was a horrible game by Wentz and Samuel last night, but I turned it on right when Wentz throws like a 40-yard pass right up the seam to Samuel and goes through his arms. It was a touchdown. And just a tough time for Commissioner. You talked about the big shakeup. One big part of that is me falling out of the top 6 as far as most points when I was just sitting pretty at number 1 just like 10 days ago. So anyway, I'm great. It was a fun week, fantasy football aside. No, fantasy football included. There was a lot of back and forth. Obviously, you hinted at the trades there, and we can go into that with the waiver wire, and we'll just kind of loop that on transactions. But I'm great. It's Friday. The weekend's coming up. We got more football, and if nothing else, I say we hop into some recaps, unless you want to hear me complain some more, which I don't think anyone does.
No, that's enough. That's enough of that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we do a lot of I cover your games, you cover my games. No, I'll just do a quick complaint, given that a lot of things have changed in my favor since I'm not as on tilt or as pissed off, but tough beat here. We'll go right to my matchup, me versus the Gangbang. Gangbang wins by less than a point. I had, I think, this is an easy way to check this situation. Let's see. Okay. All I had to do was look at what Josh Jacobs scored and just say, if he scored 1 point less on Monday night, I would have won. So he puts up 29 points when Gangbang needed 28 from him. The winning rush happened with 2 minutes left in the game. That was just nerves watching the entire time. I was basically in a recliner after Sunday, being like, I got this one in the bag. I'm going to be 4-1. Nope. Gangbang in gangbang fashion, I think lured me in with some attractive people. And then Monday night happened, threw the blindfold on, who's that guy? This doesn't go there. Lots of things got weird, and I take the L. So congrats to the Gangbang. Gangbang in the number 2 spot. Topple me for this week. Tough go, but tip of the cap.
Yeah, that's an all-time bad beat. If we were good and had a top 5 bad beats at the end of the season on our end of the season show, that's 100% going to be up there, because the fact that was that a Monday night game?
Oh yeah,
the Raiders. Yeah, it was the Raiders Chiefs. Yeah. So,
and there was only one player to play. I had a 28-point lead.
This is therapeutic for me, hearing other bad beats and other struggles that people are having. So this is actually going to be good for me, these recaps, because I'll get in the BAMAlytics. A lot of close matchups. I'm going to go right into an EP Mustang showdown with the Hammocks and Derek's RTs. red teams, if you will. You had Gabe Davis. That was a huge win for the Hammocks. He thought he was going to come up big and come in with a W on Sunday. And then you have Travis Kelce for Derek's team on Monday night. I think he had, I wish I had this. I think he had 7 yards completed and 4 touchdowns. Just the end zone hog and 2 huge scores. 142 falling to Derek's 154. So that's going to be something that the Hammocks look back on at the end of the season. If they're one game short or anything just short, that's 142 points and you take a loss. Again, makes me feel better about my 70 or whatever points loss it was. But I think, yes, on that note, Derek does get the weekly high score. So huge win for Derek. Derek's on the board. That's 5 different people with money. And you know what? I'm just going to go into a quick BAMAlytics because I've already hinted at, I think, all of the points I wanted to make. You talked about how close these matchups were. 4 out of the 6 matchups were decided by an average of less than 6 points.
Oh, that's good, BAMAlytics. Yeah.
Crazy. Ready for another one? We talked about the standings. Ready for the standings? The top 6 teams are separated by less than 20 points. You got Diesel Guys, who has the 6th most points, and you jumped in the first with 603.9. Diesel Guys is chasing only like 19.8 points to you, and he's in 6th place.
Diesel Guys is a good team. And then,
Yes.
I mean, I look to the Rad team, change it, but they get the $50 this week. And I think all year it's been like they have to be in the unlucky award race because I know that they continuously are scoring well week to week. And finally they get the breakout and the win. And it's a tough break for Marianne's Hammocks because it seems to be happening every week where like the 3rd highest scoring team is going up against the number 1 scoring team of the week. It happened to be Marianne's Hammocks on the losing end of that dynamic this week, but Red team's been right there, and with them in the 9 spot, like that's exactly what you're talking about. Is they're in 9th place, and like of course, like I'm not surprised by them being the top scorer for this last week.
One last BAMAlytics before we can give it back to you for another matchup. Week 5 is in the books. Week 1 was won by Diesel Guys, 2 Commissioner, 3 Hardo, 4 King of T Hill, 5 Derek's Red teams. First time in BAM's history that we have 5 separate winners to start the season. Spread it out. Spread it around. I love it.
I have one extra piece of BAMAlytics, which is that recap that you just gave is the best BAMAlytics recap we've had in league history.
I don't usually
that was insightful. There were like 4 or 5 very insightful things.
I don't usually text you right after the week on like a Monday or Tuesday, but I was jacked, especially coming after a loss. So yeah, no, you knew something good was coming in. I found these 4 stats and 3 stats or whatever it is. So thank you.
And we're going to keep this momentum. We're going to go into Shea versus the Fianna. This matchup is brought to you by Marlboro Menthols. Marlboro Menthols, smoke them. To quote Shea, drinks, smokes, that's me. So that's a big win for Shea. He's kind of been like speaking this into existence, and it's manifesting. Like I think when he said, I'm going to make a run, I'm poised for a run, and he was at the bottom of the league, might have gotten a couple smirks, but he is not to be messed with right now. I'm digging this team. He took the number 2 spot for the week at a 150. Just Fianna got trained, they got worked over. I mean, if I go through Shea's heaters, it's Mahomes with a 30, Devontae Smith, 16, Eckler. Now that's back-to-back weeks where Eckler is like, it's got to be top 3 running back in back-to-back weeks with a 35 piece. Everyone's showing up. We got Tyler Lockett on this Seattle team where it's really beginning to be like Geno Smith is continuing to show that he's for real, and they're just slinging it. Lockett with a 24 piece, and then continuing with one of the better tight end ads of the year, Higbee, getting them double digits. So it's like, it's a very solid team, and Olave off of a concussion, still getting them in the teens on production. So there are a lot of Shea's heaters for this week. 150-point performance topples the Fiana. Really, it's just Cooper Kupp. A lot of just Cooper Kupp. Jamar Chase not doing his like go off 20-30 point performances like we've become accustomed to. So Fiana is kind of working through a few things. Still some strong players. Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Still that nasty combo of Kupp and Chase. Kamara kind of coming back, but just not enough for this week.
All right, I'm gonna be the masochist here. Commissioner versus the Hotspurs. Just a dreadful week from the start. I was getting chirped at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday and thought I at least had some confidence to push back. I usually don't because you never know, it's fantasy football, but my goodness,
you sent the Goodfellas laughing gif that we were counting scores at 12:57 p.m. on a Sunday, but it seemed to continue, and the Hotspurs, who were winless going into this week. Yep.
No, congratulations to the Hotspurs. Yeah, right.
Quick note, it's just we've taken so many shots at Ford. Like, I hope Ford is just cackling at this. Like, this is his time. Yeah, Ford.
He better enjoy it. Let's see what. I mean, he had New England put up 22. I can't find it. I can't find a defense for the life of me. This has got to be some kind of BAMAlytics. Goff had 6.86 points. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Wentz last night had 4.6.
I was gonna say if that was the worst of the year, that has already been beat by the 4.6
within 5 days of each other. I'm averaging 5 points a quarterback the last 2 weeks. My goodness. Let's get back to this dreadful matchup. I had confidence. I had Amano St. Brown and I also had T. Higgins, who were healthy, and put a combined 5 points up between the two of them because I get it. NFL, you want to be healthy and all that, and fantasy doesn't translate, but it just didn't work out in my favor. I forgot he had Hayden Hurst going into that Sunday night game, and I had Higgins, and I still was a little confident that Higgins could put up a big game. And when you reminded me of Hurst, I was like, well, that's just a revenge game for him in Baltimore. And sure enough, I don't know where 15 points, Higgins 0, and it wasn't even close. My gosh.
And that's good Hayden Hurst performances in back-to-back weeks too, off the scrap pile.
Yeah, so I thought it was close. Even at night, I was getting closer. I lost by 24 points. Okay, take a matchup. Get me off this.
This is kind of a low light, but I mean, chalk another dub up for the baloney squeezes who win with an 80-point performance over the Diesel guys. This was just a muck up. I'm gonna see if there are any highlights here. Saquon Barkley for Diesel guys was the team for this week. When your number 3 scorer on the week is Marquez Valdes-Scantling, that's not what you're looking for. So Diesel guys with a 71-point performance. Ooh, yeah. Is that the lowest of the week? Is that an elimination for Diesel guys?
It is. Good call. Diesel guys is out.
Ew. Team is good. His team is still good. It's like Deebo Samuel, Justin Herbert, Jalen Waddle, Jamal Williams, while DeAndre Swift remains sidelined. Saquon Barkley, like the players are there. The Darren Waller is a little scary of like him getting goose egged and just not seeming to be a key contributor on that team.
Is he hurt now?
Yeah, we got a questionable tag on him. And then I go to the squeezes and it's Kyler Murray with a 17. I don't have a lot to look at here. We were trade partners, which, we'll get into trades later, but it was a Keenan Allen for James Robinson trade. I'm seeing that he might have been feeling good about, he's just got so many running backs like Zeke on his bench, James Conner, who I know has gotten injured recently, Joe Mixon, James Robinson, all of those players were on his team this week. So no wonder he traded away a running back to get some receiver help, because it is a little bit more bleak at that position for the Bologna Squeezes, having CeeDee Lamb, Alan Lazard, Robert Woods. Like, those were his starters last week. So clearly he was in need of Keenan Allen. I was happy to give it to him. And then I get James Robinson in return in what I see as like a super fair trade, and more just, I needed a running back depth. He needed receiver depth. So hopefully he improves a little bit off of that, but 80-point performance gets the dub for the week. Bologna Squeezes.
Man, Russell, the hammocks, putting up 142 and losing, and seeing that barn burner. Mine and Ford's too. That doesn't make his loss any easier.
No.
I'm just writing down notes. Okay, my last matchup here is Grohl.
The last matchup, I believe.
Yes, the last matchup is Grohl's and King of T Hill. This just put Grohl's over the edge and forced
like he has a decent team.
Yeah,
I think this loss just got him to just say fuck it.
Yeah. He was competitive all day, nothing crazy, 117, 114. And he had a slight chance. Monday night, Devontae Adams comes out big and makes it close and just kind of rubs salt in the wound. And he's in full sell mode now as our trade displayed. And so I guess you talked about your trade, but I'll go into mine a little bit. What even was it? I took George Kittle, Greg. Those podcasts got me.
I'm not clarifying.
Yeah, Kittle, and then I also took Mostert and Travis Entmans. I needed running backs for this week against you. My brain said I'm going to win against Ford. If I could win one of my next 2 weeks against Tim and whoever I play after you, when I'm in my my waiver, what do they call that? When everyone's out, I don't know. It just escaped me right now. But bipocalypse. That's what the kids are saying. So I have Pierce.
Oh yeah, actually, I do have to stop you there. That when the trade was proposed, that was devastating, because I had just looked up our matchup, and I was like, oh, Zintak doesn't have any players to play against me this week. You were projected for 70 points, and you had, I think, 3 different positions that could not be filled because you had combinations of injuries, and I think you had 4 players on bye, maybe 5. It was rough.
Yeah. I have all the Lions on my team. They're on bye. Damian Pierce and Higgins hurt, or I don't know, we practiced today, but who knows? So yeah, I was content with winning hopefully 1 week out of this next 2. And then when last week happened to Ford, I was going to make a trade anyway for some depth, but I just had to go all in 1 running back. I said, nope, I got to get 2. Grohley was in sell mode, so he wanted to offer George Kittle in that. And so yeah, I probably paid up with a 3rd round pick, but I have faith in my front office. It wasn't crazy, but so we made the biggest trade in BAMS history. That was fun. Who did he get from me?
Tyler Algier, Rashad White.
Yeah.
Freiermuth.
Yes, Freiermuth is out this week. Suck it, Grohley.
I do need to hit on that quickly too, is that as this trade was proposed, which was basically reloading your entire roster against me this week, which was almost a guaranteed win if you didn't make this trade. I, of course, voted against it. That's classic. Nice. I think I was probably the only person to vote against it. And then flip side, I was texting with Jay about it, and he's like, oh, I can't wait for this trade to go through because he's playing Grohley this week. So it's just Grohley sending off 3 starters.
The selfish motivations of whether or not to vote. Jason absolutely not, and then you, yes, I like it.
Which brings up a quick impromptu segment, which I'm just going to call "Them's the Rules." And It was actually something I had texted you about, but I think when it comes to trades, I think this is a good conversation for us to have. So that's just out there in the ether.
Mm.
When it comes to trades, I asked if there was like a J.K. Dobbins rule that like I propose a trade to somebody. So let's say I propose Keenan Allen to James Robinson. I propose this on a Friday prior to James Robinson playing. I asked if James Robinson explodes his knee on Sunday, can we have a J.K. Dobbins rule where the commish vetoes the trade or nullifies it? The answer to that, and for every trade moving forward, is no. It will be up to the league to cast any votes, and it's at the mercy of the votes. But I think this is the disclaimer to anybody who is trading is the trade window ends as soon as you hit accept. And whatever happens after that is in the hands of the voters. And you can try to campaign and say this isn't fair and try to get people to vote on your behalf, but it's done.
Yeah. Unless Yahoo ever wants to change their settings where they'll cancel trades if there's injuries before they go through. Yeah. Exactly what you said.
And then word of advice, if you are in that position that I was in, being scared of a guy getting injured who's part of a trade, don't make a trade on a Thursday or a Friday.
Yeah,
like make it on a Tuesday so that the circumstances remain completely fair through that trade window before anybody plays the next week.
Yeah. Appreciate you bringing that up. Did I have anything else? I went on a tangent. No, my big thing was Devontae Adams kept Gross close and just made the loss that much worse. Mostert put up 19 points. Hopefully he does that again this week for me. Okay. So just an update on like all the standings and monies. So we talked about the big shakeup. The top three in most total points. My computer just put their save screen on. Are you kidding me right now? The top three are all brand new in the top three. You and someone else. Literally, when I looked at the screen to say that, it just went black. Give me a moment. You're in first. That's all I know. And then we got King of T Hill in second and Shea in third. All have green arrows next to their names because they just moved up. And the three of you guys are separated by 7 points. And I already said that the top six are separated by 19.8. Unlucky is leading by with Derek's rad team right now. Shea and Hardo. Shea was leading that, so he dropped down to second. Tim, you moved into third. You're chasing 50 points, so that's not as close. Derek's kind of running away with this with Shea close behind. So what else we got? I talked about the weekly high score, Survivor. 5 guys in the money right now. Commissioner's still holding that big week at 182 points, and that is the money update for you. Should we get into the waiver wire? I believe so.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm scrolling through it. Honestly, the two biggest things were your trade and so your trade with Groles, my trade with the squeezes. It's indicative of how competitive the league is, because I am not seeing a lot of bright spots. It's like there's just that tier of receivers where like you're basically looking at rest of season rankings of like receiver 50 through 60. They're all the same guy. So like Randall Cobb, for instance, he'll be picked up and dropped a million times. So King of T Hill picks him up. And you might have seen this visually maybe 2 minutes ago. It was me checking my phone and then going like this. And that was because I saw a Jay Williams pop up as being added. And I was like, I don't think anyone wants to keep Javonte Williams with how he was drafted and how he's out the rest of the year. And then I go, shit, is that Jameson Williams on Detroit? Yes, I thought he was on the squeezes IR spot. So maybe the squeezes moved somebody else into that IR spot. I wish I was aware of this. I guess I wouldn't have done anything because I have Elijah Mitchell on my IR spot, but not surprised who was there to clean this guy up off of the waivers and add him to the IR spot. It is Groles. So congrats to Groles for grabbing Jameson friggin' Williams.
Yeah, he's thinking ahead. Another one last week on the 5th. So last Wednesday was Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know if we talked about it, but that's another one that he put on the IR, or one of them is now. I'll tout my Alec Pierce. Is that his name? Alex
Yeah,
Pierce?
wow. I mean, you are light years ahead of basically
great.
every podcaster I listen to who says Alex Pearson has to correct themselves to Alec every single time. So, I mean, that's a big win for you right there.
Yeah. My team's great. 60 points every week. I picked up Odell. I dropped him though. So that's not notable.
It'll happen to everybody.
Yeah, you got Gainwell back on the team. Sky Moore, nothing there.
Gainwell's like my mascot. He gives the team good vibes. He's a good bench guy, glue guy.
Yeah, positive name, Gainwell. Why would you not want that in your locker room? Yeah, the rest of them we could, if anyone pops off this week from the pickups, we can note that. So pretty quiet. The big news was the trades, and to that point, more trades, and it's getting more competitive in that sense. There's more trades in our league, more than there ever were, and that's because how empty the waiver wire is. I don't even look at waiver wire like articles or BS that people put out anymore, because 99% of the time those people aren't even on the waiver wire in our league. It's people know people are ahead of the game in our league and have dummied up over the years. And I'll say it time and again that we're a competitive league, and it's a testament to everyone that is a part of it. So that's all I got. I got Deadpool, and I'm ready to roll.
Let's go to Deadpool.
Okay, so one of the waiver wires everyone was just going nuts over this week was Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker the third on Seattle.
Nothing. No, there's never a sure thing in fantasy football. And the fact that so many people are like, if we had Fab, spend your Fab, is that what it is? If we had that in our
free
league,
agent bucks,
everyone's put all your money in this. This is the surest things, league winner, blah blah blah. That's such a curse. Nothing is that easy, and for that reason, he's dead this week. Shoulder. He's gonna. He's shoulder big time. He's gonna try and get a couple extra yards, not know how to go down, and he is going to put all the body weight on his shoulder, which does not always necessitate a flag. The body weight. Little joke there. You got a running back for me?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of vitriol coming into this week because you are adding two players that were really particularly pissing me off. It was right in my face that I play you this week, and there were two running backs that you added that I have that are trigger players for me, because number one, you added Travis Etienne, who's splitting carries with James Robinson, who I just acquired in a trade. So I obviously want Etienne to get injured. And then you have Raheem Mostert, who I drafted in the 7th round, dropped because he did nothing in the first 2 weeks. Chase Edmonds was out carrying him by a large degree. So I wanted both of those guys to die this week. And then Thursday night happened. I don't want to remind you of the Commander stack that you had.
It's on the TV in the background. I put the NFL channel on, and it said, "Oh, we're gonna play a replay of your death." Let's see.
Please tell me this is the play where he throws it through Samuel's hands.
This is the third, so he's probably gonna run it.
Okay,
because they just ran everything.
You know what, dude? All right, we'll go. Oh God, I mean, I just keep wanting players on your team to die. You know what? I'll go with Ramondre Stevenson. I think because Damian Harris has been on my team. He actually he's kind of like Melvin Gordon last year, where everyone was like, "Oh, yuck, old guy." If you tried to trade Melvin Gordon last year, or you try to trade Damian Harris this year, you get laughed out of the room. But the problem is, tell them to stop being good at football. Damian Harris makes great cuts, good vision, and he scores touchdowns if you're anywhere inside the 10. So Damian Harris is working through a hamstring right now, but he has scored double digits in, I think, 4 of his first 5 games this year. He's actually a good running back. Kudos to me for my trade to get James Robinson, because now I have that Damian Harris injury. all leading me to, I do want Ramondre Stevenson to go down, open up that backfield to Damian Harris. Just give me some depth. So there we go.
Love it. 3 things. Did any of us win last week? Did you check on that?
Did
we get any dead guys? Did we?
I think we got blanked last week.
I did too. Okay. Second point. Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, that's the name. Great pick. He's another one that's getting a ton of hype this week.
Yeah.
Plug him in.
Automatic top 10.
Great. I love it. That was my second point. Third point is the trade or the matchup with us and James Robinson and Travis Entemans. Growley pointed that out, and my response was I wasn't 100% sold on trading for him, but the fact that we're playing this week, I did it for the league. It's all about the parodies. It's all about the same running backs going back and forth in their own committee or whatever you call it. So you're welcome to everyone for that drama. Those are 3 points I had. Let's get into quarterbacks. Russell Wilson for me.
As a Cortland Sutton owner, like that upsets me, but also we just watched one of the worst Thursday night games in history was the Commanders versus the Bears last night. Like, it was markedly easier to watch than that Colts Broncos game. That was like the Colts Broncos game was like truly I think one of the worst games I've watched in the last 5 years.
Not because of the jerseys though. Last night I hated those orange ones.
Yeah,
but anyway, you're right. That was bad last week. And we got Russell Wilson again on Monday night this week, I believe. So, he'll die. I don't know how. Maybe a hand. Maybe something like Wentz did last night, but he won't stay in. What's funny too about bad teams in primetime is that the Bears are on Monday night next week.
What? Why did these? Yeah, stop highlighting this team.
I don't know. What do you got for quarterback?
He's not out on a team, and things have looked really bleak for this team, considering that they were the champions last year. But Matt Stafford. I think the fabled elbow finally explodes this week. And it's gotten weird on that team that like there's really one fantasy relevant player, and it's Cooper Kupp. I think this is the last straw on that team, and I think Stafford goes down this week. And the force feeding of Kupp is going to be, it's going to put a ceiling on him. So we're going Stafford elbow.
Okay, I like it. I think that's a safe bet, especially after our goose egg last week. Wide receivers, I'm going to lead it off with Roman Dobbs from the Green Bay Packers. Just, I don't know. I threw something at a wall, and that's what stuck. But I think high ankle sprain is the injury of choice. But yeah, I think he's going down. I just saw that Christian Watson is also out this weekend. So I think just muddy wide receiver room for the Packers gets worse against the Jets, and would love to see a Jets win because I'm not betting on the Packers this week. So that's my wide receiver.
I dig it. This one's contingent if he goes. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit because he is a little hobbled, but Jacoby Myers, it's been decent. He's like a wide receiver 3 this year. But that's a little bit of a doomed team, I think, with the Patriots. So picked up by King of T Hill. Maybe this is me just wanting to make sure that T Hill, who's in first place, just has to work with a little bit of adversity. I think that knee takes a little tweak. Only out for 1 to 2 weeks, but Jacoby Myers at the receiver spot.
Yeah, I like it. You're going hard after the Patriots this week. Them's the breaks. Who do they got? Do we know off the top of your head?
Cleveland?
No, Patriots. Oh, yes.
I think they play Cleveland. Yeah, who's like a 30 ranked rush defense.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a lot of running.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just hoping that people score points for me. I think I have 2 of my players already played, and I've got 7 points. So we will see how this turns into a matchup for me next week on the recap. And
yeah, well, I'll have to pay attention to the Buffalo game, but having Josh Allen is
I know.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was an upsetting, a late unforeseen complaint quarter for me, but Josh Allen to have 348 passing yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half of that Steelers game. I'm sorry that the Steelers are so bad and couldn't keep Josh Allen in the game to throw for 600 yards, but just another contributing factor in the loss from last week. But yeah, if Josh Allen just can be in competitive enough games that keep him in, he's just a 40 piece.
There's actually a not a sponsor. There is a bet on FanDuel that this week will produce the highest quarterback matchup spread in points at plus 110. So already with Wentz putting up 4 points, I'm pretty sure that Josh Allen only needs to put up like 20 points, but it's gonna be a bloodbath as far as our quarterbacks go. So uphill battle again for commissioner. It's a long season. We're not even halfway done. We're 5 weeks in. We got, what do we got? 14 weeks? Yeah, 14 regular season games. So early.
We've already seen so much change.
Everyone keep calm.
We've seen so much change that, yeah, for those that are feeling down right now, a lot can happen. We got to shake the etch-a-sketch.
Yeah.
Come back strong.
Thanks. All right. I'm good.
I am good as well. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Be well.
We can keep talking if you want.
Oh, yeah.
You'll cut this off at the end.
Just turning it off. Or it turning off. Oh, shit. Why did I do that? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I just unplugged my mic like I was going to go somewhere. But no, that was great. I thought that was very well.
Yeah.
But
there
anyway.
were like we needed the 40. We needed the call before the call because there's so much in there.
Yeah. No, that was good. What else is going on? What are you up to this weekend?
I can't look at nothing, bro. I'll probably have a movie night with Kel and Knight tomorrow. Got some friends or Kel's cousin Katie and their kids coming over for a little pizza party.
Cousin Katie.
Katie Cerny.
Yes. Oh, for some reason
with Ryan Lay.
I know them. I knew exactly who you were talking about, but for some reason I was picturing them coming from Charlotte, which I know that's not the case. That's her brother. So anyway.
You stressing this weekend? Two weekends to go?
No. My only thing is I gotta go through the songs that the DJ sent us and approve or omit whatever that is. Yeah. So aside from that though, I mean, you got the text. I'm on to the ancillary stuff, the golf, and I don't even think you're like the boat stuff we were talking about. Like that was a common like response is like, no, we got people here. Like we can't just go on a boat all day. So I don't even think that's going to happen. Much to the dismay of the dads, but that's okay.
We're going to get cut off, by the way.
Oh yeah. But no, everything's good. I'm excited. We got 10 days till we fly out. You're the first ones there.
It's gonna be sick.
Set up shop for us.
That Monday, Wednesday for us is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. Be ready with some tequila for us when we get there. We'll have a little welcome shot.
Born ready.
All right. Well, let's not let this control us, and we'll say bye here.
Peace, bro.